Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Isaiah Hill, and continuing on with my horror movie reviews, I'm on to probably my favorite werewolf horror movie of all time, and I'm just gonna say this film's an amazing, and that film is, American Werewolf in London. It stars David, Nucketon, I think you say his name, Nucketon, I think that you say his name, Griffin Dunne, Jenny O'Gutter, and even has an appearance by Frank Oz. It is written and directed by, John Landis, and the film's tagline was this: the director of Animal House presents a different kind of animal. This film was released in 1981, I believe, somewhere around there. Doesn't say. But anyways, released in the 80s. I believe 81. It's just like that because Blues Brothers was a big success in 1980. But anyway, I'm so upset with myself. So this film is about So the film opens up with two guys who are going who are backpacking throughout Europe, and they hear about this legend of a werewolf, and they don't believe it. They think it's false, and they are warned to beware the moon. It's even on the back there. And just look at this steelbook. I really like this, and I'm gonna get more into about the werewolf itself. A thing is to note about this film is his makeup. And Rick Baker, who is a well-known makeup artist, having done Harry and the Hendersons, Men in Black, Mighty Joe Young, The Wolfman, and countless other movies. Even I believe Ed Wood, he has done some Tim Burton movies, and he is an amazing makeup artist. Night Professor, even. Yeah, this guy, he has a pretty interesting filmography when it comes to makeup. But anyway, American Werewolf in London, like I said, they're told to beware the moon and stay off the moors. They get on the moors, and one of them ends up killed. And it's gonna have some spoilers, so forgive me. And the thing is, with this, they are on the moors, one ends up dead. And everything this guy is cursed with a werewolf. He will transform every full moon. And I like that because the thing is with werewolves, I like how it's a curse. It's not oh, well, just, there you go. I'm a werewolf, and now I'm not. I like how it's a curse. Every full moon, you are it's just a horrible curse. And they do it perfectly here. This film, a lot of people say it's a horror comedy. To me, it isn't. It's more of it has funny moments, but it is a horror movie. American Werewolf in London is well known for many things, the makeup especially. But supposedly, when people went to go see this film, then they saw it directed by John Landis because of Animal House. People actually ran out afraid because they thought they did not know it was going to be a horror movie. And the thing is with this film, they actually said some of the dialogue was heavily improvised. And it shows. And I like when movies have that because it feels genuine. It doesn't feel well, let's do this, let's read this line. But no, it's just be yourself. And I like that. Apparently this was supposed to be a vehicle for Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. But Landis said no. And which is, in my opinion, was a very smart choice. And John Landis, he is known for having other film directors appear in this movie. Here he has Frank Oz, and Frank Oz, he appears in a good bit of his movies. He's considered a good luck charm for John Landis. And yeah, because usually when Frank Oz is in the film that Landis has, it's pretty good. One thing I'm going to say, and this is probably the only thing I can have a minor complaint about, is literally the ending. And that's it, but the ending, in my opinion, works better. It works a lot better now because when I was a kid, I hated the ending to this, but now, I'm wow, it's a surprisingly good ending. And it's a curse. Now, David, Nucketon, that's how you say his name, I'm really butchering it. And, he was a Dr. Pepper, he was a singer for Dr. Pepper, and he was employed by them, and he was making money. And his famous song, I'm a Pepper, it's really interesting when you see him in this. And Dr. Pepper let him go after this because he appeared nude in the film. And yes, there is nudity. And there's an interesting thing with this. I'm just going to call him David just because I want to butcher his last name. And even his character's name's David. David, when he is naked, he could not be shown full frontal because he told John Landis that he was not circumcised, and they had to avoid shooting him, like with his penis exposed. And I was like, wow, wait, what? That's interesting, but I was gonna say out that one. But the makeup, the makeup is phenomenal. This film, if I told you like to watch the makeup, I'll put a link down in the description below for the transformation scene because I cannot describe it. It is amazing. Rick Baker is a genius when it comes to makeup, and yeah, it might be just my opinion, but I really enjoy like the work that he's done. Like seeing like, because I knew who he was from like Men in Black and Nutty Professor, and according to like a lot of people, he transformed like a really skinny Eddie Murphy into this over 300-pound man who looked nothing like Eddie. Why does he keep saying Freddy? Sorry, that's just like a name's been going in my head all day. But Eddie Murphy, if you also look at his other film, Norbit, which many people are like, that's not so good, but you can't help but look at the makeup where no one looks like Eddie Murphy. And it's impressive. And and Rick Baker is a genius with this. In American Werewolf in London, it really shows. And an interesting note about this, Michael Jackson was a fan of this film. And he actually wanted the same production crew on it. So John Landis, Rick Baker worked on Thriller, and it was so cool. Like, I was watching Thriller, I'm like, wow, the makeup is amazing. It is, like, I cannot even describe, basically even say anything about that. It's just awesome. And Thriller, like, it shows off, like, so many things. First, the song I really love. I like Michael Jackson. The direction is great, the makeup's great, the choreography, everything to me is just great about it. But the thing is, like with this film, like John Landis, if you know a lot about him, I believe I even mentioned this in my Three Amigos thing, in my Three Amigos review, like what happened with Twilight Zone. If you don't know what happened, I recommend that you watch the Three Amigos video because I talked about it a little bit, I believe. If I don't, I'll clear it up. Like he went on trial for a freak accident, and I'm just gonna leave it there because was really big. But anyway. With American Werewolf in London, like, David is shown, like, to really be, like, suffering. Like he is visited by the undead, because that's the curse of the werewolf. You are visited by those whom you have harmed. And yeah, he hasn't harmed his friend, but he was attacked. And he was the last person that he saw alive. And the scary thing about this film is how this film is surprisingly gory. John Landis, when he was given permission to for the film to be high def, he actually was taken aback to how gory the film actually was. And yeah, it's amazing. Now on to the transformation scene. I can't hold this off anymore. It is like the best werewolf transformation scene in my opinion. Harry Potter did a great job with it, but here it is terrifying. It is cool. It is creepy. It's all sorts of things. And the thing is, there's no special effects. It's all makeup. And a thing is, like, if you watch the commentary on the full moon edition, which I have, like, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, steelbooks, really cool art, sometimes cool art on the back, but not really worth it like for the front. I like steelbooks. I like them because to me they're easier, they look cool, and the film's usually better in my opinion. But they even said David would get up early in the morning so that he could show his face. It would be scene by scene, really frame by frame, how they would do his face. And it would be alright, okay, here's your position, you make a face, and you're looking this way, and makeup will be added over time. And it's just amazing, how they did it. It's just movie magic, and that's what I love about it. A really interesting thing to note about this film too, the acting, the chemistry between two characters are genuine. Jenny Agutter, who you know from my Child's Play review, she's in this as a love interest. She's a nurse who's looking after David, when he's like when he was out to the hospital, because they were both attacked by a werewolf. And she falls in love with him. And Back to the Future even makes a joke of this, the Florence Nightingale effect. It's where like the nurses fall in love with their patients. And I find it really interesting because she does grow to genuinely love him, and he grows to genuinely love her. In this film, like, what it deals with is just, it's just amazing, like, how it's all set up. And there's, like, a sequel called American Werewolf in Paris. I do not recommend that one. I definitely do not. The main reason why this film, it gets, like, a lot of credit because of its makeup. This film won the very first Academy Award for Best Makeup. And that's pretty surprising because, like, you look at some of the makeup, like, my opinion, like The Omen, if it was around during that time, or even The Exorcist, those two films would easily get it. Best makeup is typically an Oscar that is, like, unbelievable. Like, if you really want to see, like, where makeup is just amazing, watch this, Men in Black, like with Vincent D'Onofrio, like when he's his character, like the makeup, or you can just watch like any film that's like involving the dead in some way. But here, like how the film is, it's just dark, it's gritty, but it works. And there is like some funny moments in it, and yes, there are like some moments like where it's like, oh man, that's creepy. John Landis even said, like, when he was watching the film, he hadn't seen it in a while, and he's like, and he saw, like, the werewolf, he's like, whoa, that thing is huge. I didn't know we had it that big. And he has even said, like, he has never coped, like, he doesn't cope well, like, anymore for, like, what happened with Twilight Zone, but he has made some great comedies, he has made some great movies. I consider this to be an amazing movie. It's one of my favorite movies to watch around Halloween. An interesting note, I had to buy this film twice. The first time I got this, the disc was heavily scratched, and it was not the steelbook. And then when I got it again in the steelbook, it was really cheap. The disc was perfectly intact, and I was like happy about that. But overall, I wasn't too upset. The main reason why I wasn't upset was for this reason. It was because one of my Blu-ray cases was heavily destroyed, like when I got it, and I was like, oh, so this is great. So take the case, take the paper. The paper I still have. I was thinking about actually taking this off and putting like the paper in, but I don't know how to do that. I'm kind of afraid to do that because I don't want to break this. But overall, guys, I really do enjoy this film. I highly recommend it. If you are a fan of werewolf movies, if you're a fan of werewolves, you'll find something to like in this. The makeup is phenomenal. Direction is phenomenal. The writing is phenomenal. And with the acting, it feels genuine. The ending scene, and then with the werewolf scenes, you're like, wow. And it's all makeup. It is not special effects. They even said they had times where they'll just have the head and they'll be like getting after someone, and it's really cool how they did some of these things. This is a film I believe no one could remake, no matter how hard you try. People have made werewolf movies and they did not turn out so good. I remember when The Wolfman was coming out, and I was excited to see it because it was makeup, and I'm like, whoa. They were adding the hair, they were adding the face, they were adding all these things. I'm like, why aren't they just using CG? It would be a lot easier. But makeup makes it more genuine. That's where I learned about where if you use practical versus visual, it looks so much better. Here, practical, I believe the only time they had to use I don't even think they had to use visual in this film much. Much, that's the key word. But for American Werewolf in London, with the hands, even this, they actually said it would be where the hand would just keep getting bigger and bigger. It would be adding makeup over time. Hair being added. And it works, and it looks so great. This is a film that I believe a lot of people will enjoy. Some people may find it it's funny, but I don't think it's that good. It has developed a cult status, and I do really enjoy this. So guys, that's it. That was American Werewolf in London. And like I said, not probably, it is my favorite werewolf movie. This is a film that I watch every day on Halloween. Not every day. Every time around Halloween season. I'm tongue-tied. But overall, like, I do enjoy this, and I think that people will. Well, that's it. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you guys wish to see more reviews like this on my Let's Plays, by all means, go ahead and subscribe. If you guys want to share this with your family and friends or anyone, by all means, go ahead. If you guys want to ask, say, or request anything, comment down below. And remember, beware the moon. My name is Isaiah Hill. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you guys so much for checking out the videos, and I really appreciate you took the time out of your day to watch it. Have an amazing day, and I'm signing off.